Hey, good people. Hey, good people. Hey, guys, it is Thursday evening, and we're going to do a quick chat because I missed last week's What Are You Doing or What Are You Working on Wednesday. So, and then because I had a family emergency, I had to take care of that. Yesterday, I didn't come back with the What Are You Working on Wednesday because it was my birthday. But I have to get this out and show you all what I'm doing. Not only show you what I'm doing, but I have to get started with my indoor seed project. So my name is Lolita Perry, for those of you who don't know me. And my friends call me Lola, and I'm the creator of Lola's World. I like to say it like this. Welcome to my world. Listen, I'm excited to show you how I grow my seeds indoors. I live in Washington, D.C., and while there's not a whole lot of space to do growing, I found some nice tricks for container gardening where I can grow on my front porch, the sidewalk, the deck, under the deck, wherever there's a place where I can put a pot, I'm going to grow something or I'm going to try. But tonight, my purpose is to show you two things. What my indoor seed project looks like, and also to show you my 2020 mapping and for all those spaces that I just identified for you, and to get some feedback from you all to see what you're working on. Okay, let's get to it. So let me show you my favorite soil. I am not an affiliate. I don't get any coins by showing you the products that I'm using. I am literally sharing with you all what works for me. That's it. I'm not the expert. I'm just simply giving you information for what works for me. So I'm not getting any coins. So if you see some names, I'm not getting paid. There are no links for you to follow. It just works for me and I have to share. So this right here is it's a Burpee is the brand, and it's called a seed starting mix. Now, this is different than a potting mix. This is different than gardening soil. This is designed for your baby seeds, okay? To give them the opportunity to grow up strong when you're first starting. Hence the word, it's a starting mix. We're getting them started. So sometimes when you're starting indoors, they need a little something special to grow with, okay? So this soil is very light and fluffy, does not have an abundance of like fertilizer in it, because sometimes we can give our babies seeds too much fertilizer and it's just literally just too much, okay? So if you decide to grow your seeds indoor, find a seed starting mix. Unless, you know, you got some skills or you know how to mix the pot and mix, and there are ways to do it to create your own. But this is what I use. It is a Burpee natural and organic seed starting mix. I got this from Ace Hardwood earlier in the winter. They had a nice little sale, but this is what I use to start my seeds. This year in February, I'm starting a little, you want to start early. I am going to start my seeds. I'm going to start with a kale. This is a premium kale, and the leaves are kind of flat. Then I have a curly kale where the leaves are kind of curly, a little bit curly, a little bit curly. And then the other thing I'm going to grow from this company called High Mowing. Every time I've ordered seeds from High Mowing, let me tell you guys, I've had nothing but success. High Mowing is an organic seed company. Their prices are comparable to Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's. Anything else you get, the prices are pretty same. And I've never had failure with these seeds. This is my 6th year growing, and this company is really reliable. Again, I'm not an affiliate. I'm not getting any coins. Use them. Tell you the truth, maybe I should be an affiliate. Okay, so let me show you the containers that I use. If you buy flowers or you've bought seedlings before, don't throw your containers away. They're reusable for this here purpose. Keep all of your containers. Let me show you an example. So this is what my tomatoes and all of my peppers that I bought in the previous years, this is what it came in, right? Don't throw them away because it's a great way to start your seeds indoors in containers, and the holes are already drilled on the bottom, so you don't have to drill any. And I say that because let me show you why I say that. Because I made my own one year. A girl had to do what a girl had to do. And I had to get holes in the bottom of these solo cups, and that was not easy. So if you can hold on to any of your previous containers that your seedlings have already come in, hold on to those. One year I bought flowers. Hold on to them. Don't throw them away. This is a great way you can put your soil in here and start your seedlings indoor with items that you already have. So don't throw them away. Reuse, reuse, reuse. That's always a plus. So this year, I am starting my kale and my collards indoors, and I have a tray. This tray is something to reuse. A couple years ago, I bought a whole bunch of, I think, like marigolds or something, and it came in this nice long tray. Let's see. Y'all see this tray? It came in this nice long tray, and the only thing I did was I put the seed, the starting mix inside of each one of the containers. And let me give you another tip. If you use the seed starting mix, it's very, very fluffy. So what you'll need to actually do is put it into another container, pour some water on it, and get it moist so that it's not so fluffy. You want it to get it nice, not drenched or wrung out tight wet. You want it to get it moist so that you can get it pushed down, because once you start adding the water, everything is going to start floating if you haven't given it water inside of your containers, and you'll end up having to keep packing. So make sure you wet your seed starting mix before you put it inside of your container. All right. Ooh, don't mind my dog over there. He found his bone. So we've got our seed starting mix in there, and I'm going to show you this is how we do it. Collards, on this tray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 20. So there's 32 cells on here. Some of them are empty because I need to be able to get water on the inside, and I'll show you that. This is the collards. The collards are really small, guys. Watch this. They are really small. And each one of these cells could probably take about, because I've never had problems with germinating, but you just never know. So for these, I'm going to put, this is collard. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to put the seeds, I'm going to put 3 kind of in the corners. And then once you place them in there, just want to, may have to move them around, push them down. I'm trying to find the sweet spot for this one. So the reason we do 3, or we do multiple seeds in a container, is because you don't know which one is going to germinate. You hope that all of them would germinate, right? And get ready to produce for you, but you really cannot be certain. So you'll put multiple seedlings inside of the tray in each container, right? And then they will grow, and whichever one grows nice and strong, you then pluck up the other two, or whichever ones didn't grow, you pluck up the other two, and allow the one to take over the container and grow nice and strong. So that's pretty much how you do it. That's me with the collards. I'm going to go across the tray. I'm going to do a third collard, a third of the kale, the curly kale, and then another third I'm going to end up doing the flat kale. So here's the thing. When you have your seedlings, you don't want to water from the top. So remember, we've already moistened the soil and put it inside of the containers. So don't pour the water over the top. And even as they begin to grow on the light, under the lights, do not water from the top. You never know what's laying dormant in the soil. Whatever it is, we want it to stay dormant. We don't want the dirt to get onto the leaves because that can cause disease on your plant. You don't want to move around or disturb anything that might not be healthy in your soil, and that's one way to do it. So what we'll do is, you'll see here on this side of my tray, I've left some openings. Right here, I have an opening so that I can pour the water in the bottom of the tray. The water is going to go into the bottom of the tray. You see those holes down there? It's going to fill up the bottom of the tray, and the plant will take the water from the bottom, and it'll only take what it needs so that it doesn't give your plant too much. Because remember, if we give our plant too much water, what happens? Blah, 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 blah. It will drown. So this is actually sitting inside of a plastic tray. Can y'all see that? It's sitting inside of a plastic tray. So that tray will get filled up with water. I'll fill it up about right here and let the plants pull whatever it needs to pull. So I'm going to leave that cell right here empty so I can pour water into it. And you'll see why that makes sense once I put it under the lights. This cell down here at the end will also stay empty in case I need to pour water from that side as well. So we got the collards. So for time's sake, to keep myself covered, I push these seeds down, right? So I'm just going to cover it back up with the dirt, cover it up, cover it up, cover up what I've done until I get to the other ones. I'll do that once I get offline with you all. So right now, what's important is I'm going to put the date that I started this right in here, because I started on this row. And I'm also what item I'm actually putting inside of the cell that says collard. So I'll put that over there, knowing that I started with these four right here. Now, let me show you my lighting system. I'm going to actually put these under the light so that you can see them. Just 1 second. Let me show you guys my lighting system, okay? Okay. I use a 4-foot shop light. Let me turn this around. This is a 4-foot shop light. This is the lighting system that I actually use to grow my plants. The plants are going to sit under these lights for 14 hours a day. 14 hours of makeshift sunlight, okay? And this is a cool white. And the cool thing about these, cool white and cool thing, the neat thing about this is that these lights, they plug into each other, kind of like Christmas tree lights, so they all sync up. There's a pull string. I'm going to plug it, the whole unit, into a timing system, so the system will cut it off and on, because you know the brain don't remember when to cut things off and on. So the timer, like the Christmas tree lights, is going to do it for me. But this is nothing more than an LED shop light. Absolutely. I'm not using a fancy light system. I'm not using any purple lights. There are no blue lights. There are no special kind of lights. The only thing I'm using is a shop light. Looks like the lighting system that you have in your traditional kitchens back in the day. I got it from I got these from Costco's. I got these from Costco's a couple years ago. They were $21. You get the whole system, not just the bulb. It includes the carrier, the mounting, everything that you need to mount this system. So this is, again, it's a 4-inch cool white shop light. Bam! Let me show you. All right, let me show you guys. Here we go. Let me turn this around so you can actually see the system. So this is my system with the lights. So my system with the lights, if you look kind of close in terms of how close this light is to the soil, it's pretty close. That's like the distance between the light and the soil. When I first start growing the lights, it's going to be very, very close to the soil. And as they begin to grow, let me show you what we'll do. As the lighting system begins to grow, take a look at here. Take a look at here. They're on chains. And because they're on chains, these can easily be modified. I can just pull this rack system up. And as the plants begin to grow, this will come right on up. By the time these collards are about this high, it's probably going to be time for them to go out. Or if my tomato plants are growing this high up, it's going to be time for them to go outside in the garden at that point. So this unit actually grows with whatever you have. So this is, again, no fancy lights. This is no purple lights, no blue lights, none of that. What you have here is a 4-foot shop light that I got from Costco's. You can get it from Home Depot, and they're not expensive at all. And this is what I use to grow. Now remember I told you this little slot right here, I keep that empty. I'm going to keep that empty because I want to pour the water into the tray. It's going to fill up the tray, and the seed, you see my dog, y'all, I'm sorry. The plant will pull the water, all the water it needs from the bottom. Don't water from the top. You want to water from the bottom. So I use this little pocket right here to pour the water in, and it spreads across the entire tray, and it will be able to pull up the water that the plant needs. So the water isn't sitting there. It's just the right amount. It'll take in what it needs to take, and it won't take any more. So again, this is a 4-inch shop light. That's it. I am reusing, containers that I've purchased in the past from buying marigolds, from buying plant seedlings already, and I just recycled them this year and I put them into the tray. Use the Burpee starting soil seed and seed starting mix and put it inside of each one of the trays. I'm going to label it, I'm going to date it, and we'll track it up until the time for them to go outside. It should probably take the collards and the kale 4 to 6 weeks to actually grow. We'll see in 3 days, if something is germinating and how things are going. So I'll update you guys in a week to let you be able to see exactly how the collards and the kale. So I have 1 variety of collard, 2 variety of the kale. I have so many collards that I'll probably be able to, no doubt, I'll be able to grow them now, and I'll be able to have a fall garden as well. They'll be ready to go at that time too. The only other thing I want to show you guys is I have to show you how I am planning to grow this year. There are 3 places that I can grow. I can grow on my front porch. I can grow on top of my deck where we sit, and I can also grow under the deck because the poles are actually so high. I pretty much grow everything in containers with the exception of the one garden bed that I have out there. It's a 4x6 bed. And in that bed this year, I'm going to do the Three Sisters method again. It worked so good last year, guys. So good. I have to do it again. So the Three Sisters method is a companion growing variety. So the first thing I'll do is I'll plant my corn because it's going to take the corn the longest to grow. So you plant your corn and your corn begins to grow. Then what you do is you plant your, y'all excuse me while I deal with this mutt. Sorry guys, somebody rang the doorbell and he lost his mind. He's sitting there looking like, he gonna get him, he gonna get him. Okay, now see, Three Sisters method. Plant the corn. The corn grows as a stalk. Plant the squash. The squash is gonna cover the bottom of the bed to reduce your weeds. Plant the beans. The beans are going to grow up around the stalk of the corn and support it, and the beans will be able to hang down. How amazing is that? The good thing about this is that they feed off of each other. They provide the nutrients that one another needs. So I definitely have to do that method again because I got so much corn last year and that was my first time. I was amazed. Have to do a repeat. So let me show you what we're planning this year. All right, let's take a look at what we are planning this year. So I told you the 3 places that we can grow. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm gonna point this down and we will walk through it. I don't know if you can see that. Marlene, can you see that? Can you see my pages? I don't know. I feel like the light is horrible. So what I'll do is I'll just talk about it. So I told you about the 3 zones that I'm going to garden in. So on my front porch, I always make my front porch pepper row. Grow all of the peppers, guys. I have so many peppers this year. Oh, let me show you. I have so many peppers to grow. So many peppers. I'll show you guys the peppers next week when I come back on what you're working on. I have so many peppers. So on the front porch, we're going to grow peppers, 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 and strawberries. So the containers that you saw me buy from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to grow strawberries, let the containers grow up, and let the strawberries just flow on down and become a tower. On the deck behind me, I'm just going to go ahead and read it. I'm sorry, Marlene. On the deck behind me, I'm going to grow another container of strawberries, just trying to keep them close to me, I believe. And the container is going to have herbs on it also. I think I may do a tomato. We'll see. I might do a patio tomato. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's on here as a question mark, but we'll see. And cucumbers. Gonna do cucumbers on that back deck. Underneath the deck, I plan to do a whole bunch of herbs. I plan to do watermelon and cucumbers and string beans. We shall see. Now, this, I have a really rough sketch. This is the idea, but then we'll kind of see how things actually pan out, because I always have a plan and then I go to the store and I find these amazing seedlings and I go, oh, and I get excited and I end up doing something different. So that was the journey with us tonight. Thank you all so much for signing on to see what we are working on right now. We are getting our garden ready. The kale and the collards are under the lights. On Saturday, I will likely put my peppers under the lights. It's going to take each one about 4 to 6 weeks to actually grow up before they're ready to go out. And if our weather stays on trend as it is right now, and we keep getting this good weather, it will mean that we could start planting things early versus late. And that's always a plus. So I'm excited about that. So stay tuned. I will check in with you all on next Wednesday. If I see some early germination happening and I get really excited, I'll come back in and I'll take some pictures so that you all can see what's happening under the lights. It's an amazing system. I mean, the lights cost me $20. I mean, I can use them for like long time. No special lights. They're on for 14 hours a day. They stay on a timer that's going to cut them on and off. They are self-contained, water from the bottom, real easy to do. And hopefully we'll be able to get those out in April. That's the perfect time to start putting these things out, right after the frost. So listen, I pray nothing but success in your gardening journey on this year. May we all have it. May the bugs stay away in the name of Jesus. May the frost not disrupt everything, because people, their flowers are budding. Like the tulips have come out already because the weather has absolutely confused them. My tree in the front yard has bloomed. But may we have nothing but good success in our garden. It's a journey. Anything can happen. It's all a learning experience. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't work out like you thought it would. It's trial and error. But here's the amazing thing. You grow it. You know exactly what's in your food because you put it there. If you didn't put any pesticide in it, there will be no pesticide. If you decide to can or freeze your food for longevity, that's going to be awesome. And I'm going to tell you, this is a great trade or great skill to have. Why? Because when you think about, they're talking about how pandemic or this epidemic with this coronavirus is right now. And they're talking about us having to possibly be locked down, worst case scenario. How awesome would it be to not have to run to the grocery store? Yeah. How awesome, how self-sufficient are you if you already have these things growing? This is going to be awesome. So this is what we're doing right now. We're getting ready for the spring garden, but I think we're going to have to start investigating how can we do winter gardening here in the DMV area. Never done it. Oh yes, Marlene, let the groundhog stay away. They want to eat all your good hard labor and they haven't put anything in. How rude. How rude. I don't know. Do you know how to get rid of groundhogs? I don't know if there's like a kind way to do that. I don't know. Oh, I know you've had to deal with the groundhogs before. But is there a way to deter them? Is there like a scent or something that they don't like? Is there a way to plant their worst enemy plant around your stuff to keep them away from your garden bed? I have to look at that. I'm wondering how you keep the groundhogs out of your garden. I don't have any groundhogs or any animals, deer or anything like that will eat up in my area. I did once upon a time have a neighbor that would walk her happy hips over to my garden and help herself to my tomatoes. At one point, I thought it was the kids in the neighborhood. No, we put cameras up, and it was my neighbor walking across. Bless her heart, we did have a gentle conversation. She apologized. But I'm just wondering, how do we get rid of... There isn't. Oh no, Marlene. Okay, we gotta pray the vermin away. Pray the vermin away that they don't eat your good hard labor. But again, I pray you all have great success. I'm mainly growing in containers. I have one garden bed, 4x6. That yes, Maxine, yes, my neighbor. I had to go knock on her door and say, all you had to do was ask. You know, it's kind of rude. And she was so embarrassed, but I dealt with her. But I haven't had any problems. Living in DC, my backyard is open. I don't have a gate. Nobody has ever disrupted anything except for that one neighbor. So Marlene, you're saying that cayenne pepper will keep them away, but it didn't work. Okay, so we got to figure out some. We gotta search not the dark web. We gotta search the web and find out what's a safe way to get rid of these groundhogs. So in case they try to come back, because that's your good labor and they taking advantage of you. We gotta deal with them. Again, I'm growing everything in containers. Follow my journey. Stay with me. I'll show you what's going on. You share with me what you have going on. And I pray that we all have great, great success in our 2020 gardens. Thanks for joining, you guys. Remember, you are enough. You have what it takes. You are more than enough. You's a bad mama jamma even on your worst days, honey. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. I love you guys. Have a great night. Bye.